It all started when I was quite young. My art teacher, I was in probably a freshman in high school, and for the project she said, I want you to use an art medium that's very different from other art mediums, something that nobody really thinks of doing if you can. And so I came up with crayons. They were laying around the house. I had a little sister that liked to color with crayons, so I drew a picture of a violin, and it came out remarkably good. It astonished me how good it really came out. It had a realistic look to it, and I showed my father, and I guess he was pretty impressed by it as well. He was an oil painter. He painted it with oils, and living in Hawaii, he painted on black velvets during the 50s and 60s. And then he started experimenting with my sister's crayons. And I had long since then grown up, and he just kind of still experimented, and until one day he came up with a piece that I had seen what he had done before, and it looked pretty primitive and elementary. And then one day he shows me this American Indian that he drew, and I looked and I said, no, that's not done with crayons, is it? And he said, yeah, it was. And from that point on, I took it up again, and I started drawing, I wouldn't say professionally, but at the same time, my first two drawings sold to a neighbor, and who just couldn't get over that they were drawn with crayons. And that started the whole art journey. And that was back in the mid-70s. And I've been drawing with crayons ever since, exploring more and more what the crayon can do. And from there, I've gone into different forms of digital art, using crayons as well, incorporating that into my art. It's an expanding of the mind. You look at something, and just because it's simple doesn't mean it can't be sophisticated as well. So that's pretty much where I am with crayons. It's still a growing process to see where else it can lead to. So I'm pretty happy. I started out with realism, doing a realistic styles, and they had somewhat of a photographic look to it. But I've always liked abstract, and so I started using some different softwares on the computer and coming up with some different abstract designs, and then started incorporating the crayon. The crayon always has to play a part in it, because to me the crayon opens my mind to what you see is not really there. There's more to something than what we first think of. I know a lot of artists will stick with a certain subject that they enjoy painting, and I was always that way, where I like just a little bit of everything. And so I like to think of crayons. There's nothing that you can't do with a crayon. You can pick any subject you want to draw with a crayon, and it gives you a freedom. And then at the end of the day, I can look at a piece, especially in the earlier days when I really found the crayon niche. I'd look at the piece and I'd say, I can't believe I did that with a box of crayons.